as one, walk with thousands.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dad, Bods, and Beards. Today, I say this all the time, but this one actually applies, is a very special one for Dad, Bods, and Beards.
We've been trying to get this one together for almost a year, it feels like.
Since
5 years. 5 years.
Totally. Before Dad, Bods, and Beards was even a thing. We have got two good friends that became good friends really quickly. We've got Eric Artell and Adam Sidwell with us. We're going to get you into your guys' intros in a minute, but before we do, as always, we wanted to highlight our primary sponsor, Mountain Ops. You guys have heard the Mountain Ops stories up and down the street and what it's been doing for TYSON and I, our health, and we are, I said this last one.
I tried a new flavor.
What'd you do?
Tiger's blood.
It's good, huh?
Yeah. So I love Rocky Mountain Ricky. Have you guys had lime rickeys before?
Who?
Lime rickeys. Have you ever had a lime ricky?
Who is that?
Thank you.
Is he?
Thank you. Wait.
Hold on. Is he somebody who works like in a pub, in an Irish pub?
It's
Lime Ricky?
Sprite with grape.
It's an
and
Idaho,
lime.
Utah thing. It's an Idaho, Utah drink.
Wait, with grape soda?
Nope.
Or Sprite? Because I would get down with that.
Wasn't there? Like
Wait, hold on. So Sprite with grape juice.
No, just grape. Like the grape like
flavor.
snowflake, snow cone type of grape.
Oh,
And then with a real lime.
I thought for sure I heard of a swimsuit brand called Lime Ricky.
sounds delicious. A little bit of a lime Ricky.
Yeah. Anyways, the joke here is that Tyson's
love
like it's been going on for months since we started with Mountain Ops, and they have this flavor. He was like so surprised when I'd never heard of this before, and I was like, I wasn't raised in Utah. Apparently, it's like a Utah flavor.
No, it
Not
was a
raised in
Utah thing.
Utah.
I really
Anyways.
thought it was a but you went to BYU.
I'm from Jersey. Lime Ricky's something different in Jersey. Yo, I'm gonna give you a lime Ricky. What'd you do to me?
But the lime rickeys from Mountain Ops are not that same as that. But like always, you guys check out mountainops.com. You guys know the drill by now. Anything that you order is going to be going out to helping feed families in need, and you'll get 20% off by using code DADBODS. So check those out. But dude, thank you guys for both of you being here.
You guys are like true lime Rickies.
I don't even know what that means. I've never even had one still.
It means we're sensitive, we're sweet, and we're really good.
And we're over the top. But but a really quick introduction before we get into you guys of where this relationship came from. So as most things we've experienced, is Sean Finnegan. He connects literally everybody. Sean is a partner on the show. He connects us with everybody. He is, every time we're in a setting where Sean is putting something on, he's like, where's the dad bods? It brings us up when we get the stage in front of a lot of really cool people all the time because of Sean and his love to connect people. He connected us with you guys at an X room, which we do not miss an X room because of that guy and what he does for us. And it was in there we got introduced to everything that you guys are doing that we're going to have you guys talk about. But that was also, we didn't realize at the time, was a pivotal moment for Dad, Bods, and Beards. Because within just literally weeks later, we were on a plane to LA to sit down with Zach Levi, and we realized in that moment that we're like, wow, I think Dad Bods is going to do some on-the-road stuff, and we found even more of our voice than we thought we'd already had, and that got us in with Aaron, and now we're here, and so we owe a big thank you
what's
to
funny?
you guys for helping with that.
I thought we played it pretty good, and then we saw videos of like behind the scenes. I'm like, oh no, I
We were
saw it.
so awkward.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Starstruck, you know.
Well, it's just like I don't know. He's like was one of my bucket list people like ever. So it was cool. But so thank you. But with that being said,
Yeah, give us a rundown. Give us the rundown of people who don't know who you are yet.
and kind of what you guys, why you're here and all that kind of stuff, because I think what you're doing, like Copper Johns is donated to your guys' foundation. Dad Bods is donated. We personally donated because it's important to us what you guys are doing.
Okay, so my name's Adam. I met Eric in LA a long time ago. He was starting his budding acting career, and I was there making visual effects for movies. And it was cool. It was great. What happened was I started a video game development company, a studio, and we were working on this game, this treasure hunting game that would take you. It's like Ready Player One in the real world.
Oh, that's
and Eric, he called me up. I think he called me up, and we just started talking. And Eric said, "I'm doing this thing with Nerd HQ. And wouldn't it be cool if we did a treasure hunt in the game that you're building?" And one thing led to another. We started talking about this. We started talking about that. And I'm a big fan of Nerd HQ. I'd heard about Nerd HQ way back. when it was at San Diego Comic-Con. I would attend San Diego Comic-Con every year. And Eric and I just started thinking like, well, what can we work on together? And so we're here now. And I introduced Eric to Sean, and then he introduced Eric to you guys, and now we're all here at the table, and it's magical. It's magical.
Thank you. Oh, that's really cool. I'm excited to talk about it.
So give us a quick rundown, Eric, on Nerd HQ. I mean, they've heard us talk about this quite a bit. We've done some stuff on social media with Nerd HQ and Angel Studios
support.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So give us the rundown. Anybody who doesn't know what Nerd HQ is yet.
Nerd HQ is a nonprofit, mental health focused nonprofit, 501c3, a charity, and founded by actor Zachary Levi, who you've had on the show, on the podcast, I should say. And we are, I like to give the tagline Nerds for Mental Health.
Oh, yeah.
So it is an organization, we focus on mental health resources and education, but primarily with the goal of providing therapy to those who can't afford it. And we know that therapy has, mental health services at times have had a stigma in history, and I think it's becoming destigmatized, but the financial barrier is still very high. I mean, if somebody feels like they need to, or if they want to go talk to a therapist, it can be very expensive.
Oh, absolutely.
And Zach certainly understood that in his life, and he, in his vision, which is amazing, thought, let's do something about that for other people, so that if they want to do this, that there is not that financial barrier. So we currently have, I don't know when this is going to air, but right now we have over 165 people that are getting mental health services and therapy,
And is that
for
weekly?
free to them.
How does that work? Is that weekly?
It is 165 people now who are accessing all these services, and we get more every week who are signing up.
No, I mean, like, do the 165 people get to see a therapist weekly?
It's different. I mean, they can see it as often as they want.
Okay.
So it's different. Each
Depending
person is
on
different.
what the therapist feels like the
Or
person
what they
needs.
want to do, or what they do. We don't know
Well, obviously,
who's
yeah.
getting what help, because there are a lot of laws.
Well, and the
involved
cool
with
thing
privacy.
is we have had at least 2 that I know of, listeners that have reached out to us to let us know that they are currently getting help through Nerd
amazing.
HQ.
Awesome.
See, that is-
So that's kind of a cool full circle thing of like meeting you guys, talking about the game and how that's going to integrate with Nerd HQ, getting involved with Nerd HQ, talking with Zach, talking about it so much over the last few months, and getting involved to where now we've gotten some messages of like, hey, I'm getting the help that I need. So that to me is kind of like, hey, that's a win. We could wrap it up right there.
Done. And it's grown really fast. I mean, I just remember, Eric, when you were telling me, it seemed like it was only weeks ago when you said, okay, we're getting this online with the therapy provider, and then boom, you're at 165.
Yeah, it has not been very long. We partnered with Timely Care, and so when people go to nerdhq.org right now, I mean, if anyone who is listening, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, but those finances are a barrier, go to nerdhq.org, click on that button, which says free therapy, I think is what it says right now, but it might change what it says, but click on that. Within minutes, you're going to be registered, and you can talk to somebody. You can probably schedule a session within a day.
That's so cool.
But you can also, there are other services available there as well. There's online services, self-help services, a community board. There's also a Talk Now service where you can talk to somebody immediately, like a crisis hotline, which is incredible. I mean, from the day that we announced, and you guys were a part of this campaign, the first day that we launched this partnership, it was on Giving Tuesday in December. And we made the big announcement with a bunch of videos. You can go check those out. Within an hour, right immediately, somebody had signed up and contacted the Talk Now service, which is you can talk to somebody immediately. Yeah. So they were in crisis in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. We don't know what it was about, obviously. Legally, we can't know, but we don't know what it was about. But for whatever reason, they were in need, and they signed up and they talked to somebody, and then they rated it a 5 out of 5, which everyone has done.
That's amazing.
With the services. So
Well,
it's so humbling to
And
be able to be part
they
of this.
could just call. They don't have to register for anything. You can just call anonymously.
No, when you go to sign up, you
I'm-
register for the service. You register for the service, and then you go into the app, or you can go into your account, and you can then.
Well, and another kind of full circle moment, at least for me personally, was obviously mental health is like very, very, heavy and near and dear topic for me with my history with bipolar. And I've shared on social media a few times that birthdays have been hard for me ever since that moment, because there was for a long time I didn't want to have any more birthdays. Like it was like I dreaded my birthday for years. And since I got on social media on my birthday 3 years ago, I kind of like announced on social media that like, hey, I have bipolar. And before that, only very select people in my life had known. And that kind of springboarded me into the niche of mental health and getting in contact with all these different amazing people with Nerd HQ. And the cool thing was you guys invited us to be a part of it. Giving Tuesday, and my birthday is in December, like not long after we made those videos. And so then I got to get on and do like an additional like, hey, for my birthday, I would love for you guys to donate to Nerd HQ. And it was like this near and dear moment to my heart, and doing what I've been trying to do on social media, which is like making mental health awareness like cool. And it's like Nerd HQ, and like what we're doing with what you guys are doing with the game and the integration, and everything like that is like, it's making it, it's lessening the stigma. And like Zach said on our episode, he's like, the stigma isn't what it used to be anymore. Like people are talking about it, and Nerd HQ makes it so disarming. Like it's not hard to talk about anymore. It's almost kind of making it kind of cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's making it cool. But here's the power of what you're doing and what Zach is doing is when being public about it, stigma oftentimes is overcome by examples, right?
Yeah.
And by people that others to whom others can relate. So there are so many people on this earth who can relate to you guys. Just hardworking men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a lot of messages that kind of say the same thing, and we respond back, and it's amazing.
Well, and I love who you guys pair with too, like Iron Sanctuary. He and I are buddies on
best.
social media, right?
Yeah,
And like
Kevin's the best.
And like Kevin, he like the dude's a hard dude. Like he's not. I mean, going down the alley, you wouldn't
Oh,
cross paths.
yeah, if
But
nobody- yeah.
if you follow him on social media, I'm like, he's a guy you can call.
Yep.
And it's like, that's the kind of guys that I love that you guys have associated with. And it's like, that's the people that get out and get like those, that's the good side of the internet. And so, how is, like, tell us more, can you tell us more about the game and how
Yeah,
it's
let's
going
talk
Because
about it.
I know when you guys first announced it, it was like, don't talk about it.
And there's a Fortnite thing that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about
A fortnight of Fortnite for mental health. That's what we're
I
doing.
love it.
I don't have a clue how to play Fortnite.
That's okay.
You will learn.
That's okay. Because if you play, then you're going to be helping mental health.
Yes.
I love it.
And that is the
hope-
beauty
Babe,
of this.
Eric and Adam says I
Yeah.
have to play video
You've
games.
got to play video
Everybody
games,
who is
right?
listening or watching,
Yeah.
you have an excuse now to play Fortnite.
It's doing good, and you may think, oh well, I don't want to play video games. I should be out doing something more productive. No, this is the most productive thing you can do in the moment. Okay.
So yeah, tell us about it.
Fortnite. So, a Fortnite for Fortnite, a Fortnite of Fortnite for mental health. I called up Eric and I said, Eric, what if we made a special Nerd HQ Fortnite map that's branded Nerd HQ? We, our game studio, we build all sorts of games, and we built Fortnite maps. And we thought, okay, we build it, and what happens is, this is a really fun map where you go into lobby, and you're there with your friends, and then it kind of rolls a dice, and you get one of 10 maps. And those maps appear, and they're really quick shootouts, and you go in there and you have a shootout with your friends, and you win, and you play, and there's like safe zones, and so you never know what you're going to get, right? You go back in the lobby, and then it rolls again, and you're going to get a different map, and you're going to have to go in there and play. And so Epic Games is really awesome because what they do is the more playtime that's in a map, the more they pay the creator of the map, right? And so I thought, well, wait a second. If Epic's paying for this and everybody just jumps on, that means every minute played by someone in the map will send money over to Nerd HQ for this cause. Yeah.
That just clicked with me.
Even if you die quick.
Even if you die.
All you have to do
So just get back in and play again.
Just get back in the
die
door.
several times.
Just keep
Play all
running
day.
and just run away from everybody
Yeah,
for
just
20
run away.
minutes.
Yeah.
That is such a good idea.
No, it's
gonna be so fun.
yeah.
So is this like a scheduled like event that's happening at a certain time? Like what can we do?
It's coming up. We are setting a date. We're actually talking this week with and next week with.
We're gonna do an event. We're gonna do a launch event where, for those who don't know, Zachary Levi also enjoys to play video games.
Go figure.
Fortnite being one of those things. So we're gonna do a launch event where Zach is gonna be playing Fortnite. We're gonna be streaming it, and we'll have celebrity friends, streamer friends come in, and people who are watching can then also come in and try to play with them. And during portions of this streaming event, we will be playing the Nerd HQ Fortnite map. And so people can get in there and play, and also announcing that for the next fortnight, which is 14 days, that we will be keeping a leaderboard of people. So how much people have played, how many kills they've gotten, how many experience points they've gained on that specific map. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, at the end of the fortnight, we're going to put together a private game for the leaderboards
That would be
to
way
then
cool.
play
Oh
with
my
Zach
gosh,
and
we've
other
gotta
celebrities.
Will that be?
crap out of
Can
this.
people view that even if they're not?
Yeah,
playing?
so
They'll
you can see the
we'll
leaderboards.
post them on
Nerd HQ,
socials.
nerdhq.org/Fortnite.
That would be way cool.
nerdhq.org/Fortnite. People can go sign up for updates. You can go see the leaderboards. But it's going to be really fun. I got to tell you, I was talking with.
I'm
we got to learn how to play Fortnite.
No, listen.
Get ready.
talk to my kids
Here's
as they
what's
play it.
exciting about it. Like people who love Fortnite love to play Fortnite, but then this idea of being able to justify playing a game for free, and know that as I'm playing this game for free, that proceeds of money, which I'm not even participating in because I'm playing the game for free, are going to go to providing therapy for people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It is just,
Dude,
it's such a
gonna
powerful
be-
message.
That's going to blow it out of the water. Like, I mean, because it's like, not trying to slam anybody, just myself too. It's kind of like, I feel like almost like the quote nerd community, the gamer community, like mental health is not a hard topic to talk about, because like some of the Twitch streamers and people that like, I don't know why I'm not a gamer, but I love
Get
watching
kids involved, it's gonna
Twitch
go everywhere.
streamers. And then you get on some of their personal pages and they talk about mental health. And so I feel like you guys, this is gonna be a knock out of the park.
It's gonna be so fun.
So you're gonna have to keep us updated on the date, because then what we'll do is we'll run this episode.
Yeah.
We'll run this episode before that.
that'd be
That'll be
awesome.
fabulous.
And then-
That'll be
We'll just make
fabulous.
sure that we put the date in.
Yeah, like we have this massive poll, but no, like,
Hey, we have those 3 listeners.
but no, but then like just like I mean, just teasing the crap out of this on social media, because like everybody.
It'll be fun. And during that also 2-week period, we're going to be having some friends of ours on whatever random day. They might just, post on their Instagram or something saying, "Hey, I'm going to go play this map. Come in and play the map." So we can kind of keep feeding the fire.
So you might pop in and be playing with.
So you built
Zach
the map,
or
right?
Somebody else.
So can you give Logan and I offline?
Oh yeah. Do you guys
all
want to
the all the
play? Yeah.
all
yeah,
the
we-
tricks so that we can stay alive longer?
We'll let you get in early to practice.
All I got right
So you
now
can be
is
in there,
is we got a Nintendo Switch for
That's,
the kids.
you can play
PS5
Fortnite on the Switch.
Really? I was gonna say-
You can play it on PS5. You can download it on.
No, yeah, don't say
PC?
that. Don't say that. No,
like a
they need to get.
PS5.
Oh yeah,
It's a
you got to
PS5.
What do you want? Oh yeah, PS5 for mental health.
All I
You
know
need
is
to buy the
you
PS5.
can use wood to build like planks and stuff.
Yes.
And that you jump off a
It
plane.
is. It is important to say that the map that is the Nerd HQ map. It's a really fun, quick map.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's designed for a
Quick
small,
shootouts.
a couple
quick,
teams.
quick play.
Quick play. Yeah,
Yeah.
quick play. So like average what? 2 to 4 minutes that you're in the map, probably.
60 to 90 seconds.
60 to
maybe.
90
Maybe a little
seconds.
bit
Oh,
longer.
wow.
We might
So
extend it a little
In
bit.
boom,
for
boom,
this.
boom, 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 and then next map. Boom, 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 boom.
We found a lot of Fortnite players like to come in and do quick shootouts, right? And then they like to go in again and you get matched up again and you get to go play again, right? So we might, we might make it so right now it's like 2 to 4 players. Well, and that's part of the fun of
Yeah.
killing each other. But the Fortnite
mental health.
yeah, these seem like two opposite things, but really we're bringing those together.
Okay, hold on. It's not killing.
No. You just
you're
de-res.
vanquishing. Yeah, they're de-resing.
You
You
turn
de-res.
and then you respawn. It's
Vanquishing.
fine.
Yeah, you're
It's like
de-resing.
It's like the holodeck.
Speaking of which, Tron 3 looks amazing.
Oh.
Okay, carry on.
So excited.
I'm a
about
huge
that
Tron
one.
fan. There's not a lot of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tron video game?
No, oh yeah,
The original Tron video game?
Dude,
I mean, come
Mr.
on.
Pizza in Shelley, Idaho, where I grew up, the 300 of us was Tron video game, and I would play there for hours.
Oh, man,
Okay,
I
I-
love that game so much.
I got to tell you, speaking of Nerd HQ, San Diego Comic-Con, there was a installation for Tron Legacy outside of San Diego Comic-Con one year, walking around, and they're like, go see the Tron thing. And you walk in, and it's Flynn's Arcade, 1980s style, right? You could play all the games. It said Flynn's Arcade over the top. And then at the back, at the one moment, there's the Tron game, and they open it, and you go inside, and it's all light walls and bikes and everything. And for me, that was really cool because I actually worked on the movie for a year, Tron Legacy.
Did you?
Yeah,
Dude,
it was,
I love it. I like, no joke. It's
See, I
my
feel
favorite.
I'm an 80s baby, but only for 2 weeks. I was born in 89. And
that still counts.
Oh, I claim. Oh, okay. I'm
still
going to claim that
counts.
because my wife says I can't claim.
No,
as an
you
80s.
can claim it.
80s
You can claim
80s
it.
playlists are the best.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
I mean,
the 80s was a decade that was 20 years long.
Yeah.
Yeah, when,
You know?
with Tron Legacy, when they were playing the song, when he walks into his dad's Flynn's, arcade, it was
that
just
song.
like, same with Top Gun Maverick, when they started playing the intro song. I'm like,
Yes. Yes.
it was so good.
Okay, I got to tell you a Tron story. Since
Okay.
I was working on Tron late at night. I know, late at night at the studio. And I'm like, I'm going to check this around because there were like some Disney executives that were showing off this cool stuff. And I walk into this building, it was kind of dark, and I see this guy, he's kind of moving along, it's kind of rough. And he goes, I could tell he was looking for something. I said, are you looking for the bathroom? He's like, oh yeah, it's over there. Jeff Bridges.
Oh,
Right
wow.
there. Right there.
Dude.
Yeah, the dude. Saw the
dude.
dude. That's a story.
bathroom,
That's a story.
man?
He asked for the bathroom. And I said, it's right over there.
Did you follow him in?
No.
You should have.
You
You should have just made it awkward. Just
I'm
make it
sure
awkward.
that he peed Oscar Gold.
I was just thinking, like, I'd try a Jeff Bridges impersonation, but I wouldn't. Try. But that's super cool.
No, it was great. It was great. And but I think that's interesting. When you look at celebrities like Jeff Bridges or Zach, you think, oh, their lives are perfect, right? Like everything's great. But what's cool about what Zach is doing is that, somebody you look up and you say, wow, they have, everything's wonderful. Or, I think we tend to put celebrities on a pedestal, right? Mm-hmm. And they don't have the problems that we have, right? But when Zach is forthright and forthcoming about, hey, I had this mental health journey. And then when Iron Sanctuary, perfect ripped dude, right? Is like, he's saying, I've got, this monologue or these things to tell people about. I think it helps us to realize, that it's okay if we have some things that we're working through. And
one thing that I've learned that doing this podcast and meeting so many amazing people, 100% of everyone's going through something. And some of us are quiet about it. And what Logan and I are trying to do is like, it's okay, you can talk about it. Like, we're here for you. We might not understand what you're going through, but we can have empathy. We can love you. We can support you in any best way that we can. You mind if I share something about you?
Sure.
We've already talked
I was
about
going to
it.
say, we can always edit later.
No, but so Logan, when Logan was no longer working for his brother,
Oh, yeah.
it was a very, 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 very stressful time for him. And
pretty abrupt.
I felt it. Like, it's sometimes having empathy, you're just like, oh, this sucks, because you almost feel worse than he does, even though that wasn't the case. But we were having a meeting, and the meeting wasn't going as well as we'd like to. It was still good, but it wasn't. And the gentleman leaves, and then Logan, and he just broke. He completely broke, like weeping. And I just put my hand on him, told him I loved him. I had no idea how to do anything. And it's that's as simple as stuff like that, where it's just like, all of us have something, but we can be there for each other, and we can talk to each other and love each other, even though we can't necessarily fully grasp the magnitude of their situation. We can still help them. We can still console them and stuff like that. And so that's what we're trying to do. And I love that Nerd HQ is there to help people have a voice and be able to speak to someone when they don't have the what is the word, guts to speak to their wives. Not just not guts, that's not the wrong word. They're afraid of being judged. Yeah, and they're afraid. And so I'm grateful for some people like you that have this desire to help people and give them a way that they can get stuff off of their chest and learn that they're okay.
Well, and I think the cool thing is that we're seeing on social media a lot with what you guys are doing, and then like, you know, Kevin and all these other people on social media, and like, you know, trying to throw ourselves in that ring too is we've said for a long time, obviously we lean towards more men's mental health because that's our wheelhouse, right? That's where we have our own personal
That's who you
experience.
are.
Right. Like, go figure, right?
Yeah.
For a lot of times, everyone's like, oh, society doesn't let men speak. You know, society this, society that. Well, in reality, the perpetuators of men's mental health negative stigma is men. Like, we get in our own way. We tear each other down. We tell each other you can't. In the past, you can't talk about that because that's weak. You can't talk about that because then you're going to be, letting your wife down or your kids down. What kind of example are you setting? You have to be a rock all the time. And then eventually you shake that Coke bottle enough and it explodes. And that's where you get abuse. And that's where you get suicide. And that's where you get all these different things. And so we have our friend going back to the foundation, I've Got Your 622. It's full of veterans and first responders that are admitting to the mental health trauma and experiences that they're having because of the crazy things that they've had to experience. Yes. And his whole motto is, it's not weak to speak. So we've got the country and the world's heroes speaking up. If they can do something as terrible or terribly traumatizing as they've had to go through, and then they can still find the strength in themselves to speak up and say, I'm not doing okay, then the everyday average guy has permission to do the same. And I think we got the opportunity to speak to Theo Fleury. He was you met him. Oh, you guys met. He was at the hockey game that night. And he said that when the men of this world heal, that's when all the problems start. That's when the tides start changing, is because hurt men hurt people. And I think that, again, going back to like meeting people where they're at and pushing that relatability. And one of my biggest idols is Robin Williams, because his biggest thing was relatability, humor, comedy, making somebody laugh even when you're in your darkest moments. And we know how his story went. So this is such a passion for us, but at the same time, we try to spin it to where it's like, okay, we can talk about the problems till we're blue in the face, but then we're also going to try to tap into that masculinity a little bit and like, can now go do something about it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those keys, is that idea of doing something about it as well. And you mentioned, I'll tell you, first responders, military and first responders, if you've never talked to a first responder before, you should. People should, and just ask them a couple of stories.
You can see it in their eyes.
Yeah. Just ask, what did you experience last night? Mm-hmm. And there will be things that you would think, a human should not experience that.
No.
And it is no wonder that we lose far too many. I mean, one is too many, but we lose so many to suicide, to people who are taking their own lives. We lose so many in so many different communities. And to be able to provide something that's actionable is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Right. To be able to have, that's one of the things that I love about Nerd HQ is that it is something that is actionable, that we are trying to help people to take action, to help try to stem that tide, right?
Well, one thing that I've learned, and I do therapy still on a weekly basis, and the one thing that I'm learning, and I have learned that I have to continue to learn, is that my emotions I feel are not bad, that they're there because they love me. And so when I feel depressed, when I feel the stress, when I feel excitement, when I feel fear, all this, it's like, okay, let's figure out why I feel this way, because it's those are emotions that are there to protect me. And so let's figure it out. And so as I've learned that, it doesn't sometimes make it easy. Like sometimes, as he told me, I hold on to the rope a little too much when like I'm stressed. You're holding it. No, just let it go. It's okay. You've been here. You know you're going to go through it. Just let go. It's still going to be stressful, but you don't have to dwell on it. Let's work on the solutions and stuff like that because it's there to protect us. And so I love people who go to therapy because you finally get to realize that nothing is wrong with you. Your body is just teaching you things that you need to be aware of. And then when you have a therapist and then talks to you, and it's just like they get to the root cause of everything. And like there was the first time I went to therapy, I knew something was up, like something. And he went to me and he asked one question, and the first response, I'm like, but it's not a big deal. That's why I said, but it's not a big deal. He's like, no, that's the deal. Yeah. He's like, that's it. And I'm like, really? It was, and it was really, really hard to get over. And I didn't realize it, that it was that much. That was the core of everything, of my people pleasing, of everything. And, I'm grateful for therapy, and I'm grateful for being able to have a platform like this, and I'm grateful that Nerd HQ supplies that for you guys. But what's coming up for Nerd HQ? Like, what plans you guys have?
Well, doing this wonderful collaboration with Adam
I
in
know.
the Future House, so that's really exciting. nerdhq.org/Fortnite.
Go
check
go
that
there.
out. Go there.
Click
We're
right
also
away.
doing another fun collaboration with Adam. They have a wonderful game called Swords, which is like
I didn't know if we could talk about it or not.
Sure, we
can
can.
talk- we can
Why
talk
not?
about it. We can
Why
talk
not?
about it.
Well, I mean,
it's
it's
embarrassing. No,
I was like, I'm stoked for that one.
no, it's
an app, right?
It's in the works.
It's an app.
Yeah.
We're building an app that's it's kind of like Pokemon Go meets Dungeons and Dragons meets geocaching, and we call it Swords. And if you go to swordsofsecret.com, you can be a beta tester. And so we've done these beta tests with we've had probably about over 2,000 people download and try this. And what we found is people want to get outside. We came from this just really difficult time in COVID where everybody was inside. I think mental health problems like skyrocketed because people needed that human connection. They needed that reason to get outside. In fact, bicycle sales went through the roof during COVID because everybody wanted a reason to get out. And so, I think there's a bit of a feeling sometimes in games like, oh, you're a gamer, you just play in the basement all day long and you do this thing and it's not good for you. But when you're playing Swords, it's like you get out, you're sent to these really cool locations. You actually follow and find GPS locations, just like geocaching would be, as you're going to fight a boss or slay a dragon. And what's been really fun about it is to hear from the community as they've talked about how this has helped with their mental health.
Right,
and
getting them outside.
it's gotten them outside. We have people saying, hey, I can't wait to wake up in the morning and see where the new adventures are going to take me for the day. And the places I'm going to discover. That there's a bridge in the forest nearby that we dropped one of these locations, and it was just really cool to hear the story of somebody that I had never met before. They get on the Discord and they talk about their experiences, and they said, well, I went out there and I didn't know where I was going, and you get in the game, you get an owl, and this owl leads you to a place, and it led him to a bridge, and he sat down and he said, I just had the most amazing experience. It's this old wooden bridge in a forest, and it looks like it's 100 years old, right? And there's this bird sanctuary behind it. And he said he just sat there and felt the wind and heard the birds, and it was just the most amazing single moment, right? And I'm a video game designer and video game maker, and we feel that Mother Nature is the best level designer.
Cool.
And if we can get people out and experiencing the world and seeing it as a quest and as adventures, we tell stories to ourselves about who we are and about
All the time.
what our lives are, right? And I think those stories, have always been for centuries, since the beginning of the world, and there's patterns in these stories. I think we tell these stories to formulate our identities, but also to chart our own path in our journey. And if we can see in our journey that we are a hero who may be experiencing that moment of entering the deepest, darkest cave, but we know that we can find that sword and we can come out and we can be victorious. That's always helped me whenever I'm feeling down, right? Is this to see where you are in the story. And we wanted to put that in a game. We wanted to have people experience that. And so the cool thing that we're planning is with Nerd HQ, and we're still in development on the game, so please come and try it.
Yeah, we'll put you give us the link and we'll put it in.
We'd love that. We'd
Same
love
with Fortnite.
more beta testers to come and tell us what they think. But
Our 3 listeners will get it.
We'd love it. So we'd hide treasures, and it was part of this quest. You slay the dragon, you find the treasure, and one of them was full of gold coins, $5,000 of gold coins in this treasure chest. But what we're planning, this is so cool. Eric called me and said, let's do a hunt with Nerd HQ to benefit mental health and Nerd HQ. And we were going to Salt Lake FanX. It's like the Comic-Con.
I don't know if we can get into the details of that.
Should we not? Maybe we should. No.
I don't think we can.
Okay.
I don't think
You're
we
right.
can.
You're
I don't
right.
think we can.
We'll tease that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we'll tease it. There's
but we're
going to be a
gonna
way
do
to do a hunt
something
for mental
cool.
health and
Yeah.
a really
Big.
cool prize.
Really cool.
Really
cool prize.
But I do
Really cool prize.
one other thing. I know we got to wrap up, but one other thing for Mental Health Awareness Month, which is May, this will come out in May. We are doing a big campaign. It's our Mental Health Awareness Month campaign. You guys got to get in on this. We're sharing mental health mantras. So if you go check out our socials, Nerd HQ socials, you'll see people sharing their mental health mantras. But we are doing a big fundraiser in the month of May. We want to try to raise enough to provide a therapy session a day in the month of May. So that's kind of our goal, our fundraising goal.
You got my number. Let's get it done.
So we also have matching funds that are being donated. Jordan Loves, who's the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, he has a foundation that's matching the first $5,000 of donations, which is amazing. So we're doing that in May, and we're really excited about that to change some lives.
I love this, and I know we got to wrap up. And so last thing I want to say is, I feel like we're going to look back at the 2020s, and it's going to be this just like mental health awakening, because I feel like post COVID it's just been more mental health, and it's become like the stigma is ending, and now it's getting cool to take care of your mental health and seeing these different integrations of like swords, getting you out in there in Nerd HQ. How can we help people? How can we meet them where they're at? And then what the different people that we've run into, and this is just so it's filling my cup, because it's something that I was so embarrassed about when I finally realized I had some answers, and I felt like it got harder right before it started getting better. That this is so cool to the thing that literally almost killed me and other people that we know has now become my passion and my journey, and I get to meet amazing people and get to work every day with my best friend and doing this stuff. And I think we're going to look back at these times and just be that was just a pivotal point in just human history of okay, people are starting to take care of themselves. We're making it cool. We're making it fun. We're making it healthy. And just, I can't thank you guys enough for being amongst the champions that are making it okay for people to get help. So check out Nerd HQ. We're going to link everything that we're allowed to. Right?
Yes.
We're going to talk.
Seriously,
Yes, all
thank
those.
you guys for coming on.
And then,
Of course.
It's been months in the making.
and I'm gonna download and I'm gonna learn how to play Fortnite, because I'm
Yes.
Oh, dude,
Gotta
I'm
do
so
it. Get
gonna. My
ready.
kids are
Get
gonna be
ready.
there. We're gonna be there.
We need your kids. We need
They enjoy it. They play it.
all your cousins, your friends, everyone at work. Tell them to get on. It's like one of those old telephone.
We'll make some sort of reel out of it.
a LAN party.
Yeah,
We should do something a little funny, like
Yeah,
you and I learning how to play
We'll
Fortnite.
stream
That content's gonna kill.
We'll stream us playing that. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, let's do it. So
Okay,
I
yeah.
have a Switch. My son has a Switch. I'll jump on. You jump on, and we'll have our kids film it, and we'll just try to figure it out.
Annihilated.
What the crap?
But Adam,
Every 5 seconds I die.
Eric, thank you guys so much for coming all the way out
Thank
here
you.
doing this. I mean, you guys don't realize it's late at night. We got this done. So love you guys, and we're gonna
Right
be
back at you.
We're gonna be intertwined for a long time with these two. So we will catch you guys next week.
Toodles.